Today we have some massive upgrades and updates coming to the shop and the property. I even got a bunch of work done on the fire truck finally, so we'll get some updates on that and updates on all of our current builds, including this here Rotary trike. It's got a freshly rebuilt turbo engine in the mail as we speak. We have a brand new full-time member of the Grind Hard team. But first, this is where we're at with coming swapping the fire truck. The batteries in here are absolutely enormous, but they're also incredibly dead. So I'm just gonna use these batteries, which are actually for the limo. Yeah, well, I guess we'll just start by just seeing if it'll start off just the batteries. This gas tank is massive and probably very empty. So I'm just gonna disconnect this fuel line, the pickup line, and put it straight into a gas can.
I wonder how many people have ran their fire trucks with the roto packs.
Probably not zero. She's alive! And that's why this engine has to live on in something else, because it runs really good. It only has like 40,000 miles on it.
Our overall goal here is to remove this giant gas engine and replace it with a diesel Cummins so we can start hauling gear and picking up projects with this thing.
I'm gonna start with removing all the stuff around the engine. There's so many bolts in this thing, and many of them are my arch nemesis, flatheads.
Oh no.
I hate flathead screws. Probably more than anything in this world. Dang, this thing's looking properly stripped down now, isn't it? We've stripped more weight off of this machine than most of our machines weigh. Super thin. Rust has removed some of it over time. Ready to go for a ride?
For the fire truck's last drive with its original engine, we brought the scrap up the hill and then fired up the pressure washer to make this process as easy as possible.
These radiator hoses have not been removed in many moons. Getting pretty close to being ready to pull this engine. I just have to disconnect the radiator hoses, and I think that's pretty much everything disconnected from the engine, except of course for the motor mounts themselves. I'd say we could weigh this engine, but I don't think we can, because our crane scale only goes to 2,000 pounds. Time to lift the pump out. Around there for extra.
Looks like Ethan's doing a kidney transplant for Optimus Prime. Woo!
there's not enough clearance here. I loosened that bolt and backed the ratchet into the radiator, and I couldn't get the ratchet off the bolt or the bolt out of the hole.
Oh no.
Wow, look at all that space. That's a lot of engine that is no longer inside of the vehicle. It's a hefty fan. That thing will just straight murder you.
Yeah, look how thick those blades are.
Yeah, they're 1/8-inch thick aluminum.
This should be the next monster chopper, dude.
Oh,
It looks like we're getting into a Crocs weather situation.
Oh, yeah. I brought my boots. Well, now that we got the engine out of this thing, that's all we can do at the moment to this.
So we started to drag the fire truck up the hill, which wasn't easy because the brakes were seized and this thing is heavy still.
It's not probably gonna break, but we might need you to hop into the fire truck and steer it once we get going, though.
Okay. Well, that tire still hasn't broken loose.
So I spent years thinking about what I wanted to do with the fire truck, and I was kind of leaning towards putting it on like an LMTV chassis, so like big 4-wheel drive, 6-wheel drive, lifted giant tires. But one, that would take an eternity, and I want to get this thing running and driving because it's really cool. And two, I just decided that it would be more practical, useful, I think just an overall better look for what it is, to just kind of keep it the way it is and just put a Cummins in it. Keep it rear wheel drive, make it a flatbed, and make it a sweet thing for hauling some of our bigger, heavier toys.
I was playing Pokemon Go with Jerry here,
Yeah.
and Jerry's gamer ID in the game is the mechanic. And I was like, oh, you ever work on diesels? Because we've got this 7.3 that's not working. And he was like, actually, yeah. You know, you might think I'm just slacking off playing Pokemon after work, but really we're networking. We're networking for the business. Right. So we had it idling behind the garage for like 40 minutes. We were unsuccessfully loading up a Chang-Li into the bed. So I went down the hill just a little bit, put it in reverse, died. We haven't got it started since.
I'll start with the basics. We'll see what year it is and how many miles it's got on it, and then put some batteries in it. We'll scan it. I can do a couple of tests with my scanner.
I really like your work boots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My work boots hurt my back, so I'm sticking with the Crocs until I can't anymore.
I work in a similar fashion.
Yeah. Hey,
I'm actually the only one wearing work boots, which is rare. I don't usually wear work boots.
So even this simple launch 1, 2, 3 is fully capable of doing a few tests on the 7.3. That must be the vacuum pump running.
It is.
It's not happy.
That's pretty typical.
It's not building any vacuum.
Oh, that track.
That's all 8.
Injectors.
Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that means you have connectivity through the valve cover harnesses. All right, now let's see a crank test. Let's see what we got. So far you have a fuel pump. You got all 8 injectors.
If it just runs, I'm gonna be really annoyed.
Runs great. No, I got
What?
Dude, I tried so many times. I cranked this thing for probably 10 minutes straight.
I don't know how to explain that one.
Just fired up.
That is so annoying.
It just wanted to be here.
It did. It needed someone who truly loves and understands Fords and diesels.
It's the Crocs.
Well, I tried when it was wearing Crocs when it broke. Yeah, I'm sure it was.
Maybe we drive it around a little bit and see if it stays running while we have the professionals here.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, we're definitely doing that.
Circuit malfunction cylinder 2.
Yeah, that one's been there for a long time.
And then exhaust back pressure valve circuit malfunction. There's so many O-rings in a 7.3, there's a spreadsheet.
Oh no.
For them all, right?
Dude,
so they strip the sulfur out of our diesel, right?
Right.
And so all those O-rings and seals are affected by the new diesel and they dry out over time.
Yeah.
So the first way to get your power back in a 7.3 is get rid of all the leaks. Okay,
Gotcha.
boost leaks, oil leaks, fuel leaks.
She's moving under her own power. And apparently all we had to do is absolutely nothing. Give her hell, man, and see if she stays running. That's weird being way back here.
Right?
I'm not a good passenger normally.
Yeah. Ethan makes it real easy to be a bad passenger.
Oh, that's FedEx. All right.
It's like, what the hell?
She just said mint. She went like this and said mint.
It's actually a pretty decent ride, dude.
I'm comfortable as hell right
I see
now.
why they coil spring swapped it, because these used to ride like butthole.
Okay, I forgot how bad this is. I wasn't even gonna make the turn onto the road, let alone turn halfway around on that one.
That is not a good turning radius.
There is no turning
Oh
radius.
man, you gotta plan way ahead.
Radius? No.
No, no.
This is an Edwin in his natural habitat.
The first time you opened your mouth, you kind of freaked me out. I was so in the zone. I'm like a pretty spacey person in general, so when I have the goggles on, I am flying through the air. It's like sometimes I'm like an avatar. I feel like I feel pain when I hit branches.
That is not me. I am so glad that is not me.
Ethan will just grab someone random. He has no idea what their risk tolerance is and just go straight into a tree. Bolted the hood on that thing yet?
Definitely not.
I don't think so either. For a second there, I thought his Porsche was going to be off the...
Dude, that'd be a sandwich.
Sweet! Yeah, the hood's not bolted on.
Nobody prepared me for that.
I was asking, I was like, does he watch our videos? Does he know Ethan hit a tree 2 days ago?
I did not expect that.
I didn't hit a tree from driver failure. I hit a tree from mechanic failure. I left a bolt out.
He's not only
And
the
the
driver,
steering
he's also
bolt
the
came out.
mechanic.
It went straight instead of around the corner.
It seems like a different way to say the same thing. You're embracing the chaos?
Yep.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
This thing is really something. It has soft, nice shocks in the front and nothing in the back.
Unruly. Unruly.
Terrorizing people in his machines is
Yeah.
Ethan's favorite thing.
I don't think Jerry's ever been on anything like that before, so this ought to be good.
This thing is insane, dude.
Right?
This thing is wicked.
It may be slightly falling apart. Maybe.
Or is he just stuck in that same part of the woods he got stuck in the other day? He's like, I'm not stuck. I just can't get out of here.
I just need a chainsaw to get out of here. It's like, okay, not stuck, just in a predicament.
Back doing okay?
Hell yeah. Dude, that thing is real. Ain't
scary?
no joke. Not at all, dude.
No? All right.
Not at all.
Yeah, we went around the first couple of days, so I was like, how's the back doing? He's like, oh, hell yeah, dude! I was like, all right, I'll take that as a send it. Yeah, and it's so far from what I want it to be. I want to supercharge it and way more travel on the suspension and, you know, the whole 9 yards.
That's really a neat project, man. That's
Thanks.
cool.
Yeah, it's fun. It's one I've been wanting to do for a long time.
I bet your neighbors love you guys.
Oh yeah. I mean, to be honest, they haven't really complained as much as you'd think. The neighbor 2 houses down is the only one that ever complained. And to be fair, we were just doing donuts for like 10 minutes straight in the BMW truck with just an open turbo. Like, just at like 6 p.m. They were like, we're trying to sit on our porch and have a nice evening. I hate to be that neighbor. I was like, no, it's fine.
Hey, how are you doing, Ethan?
Good to see you. I'm doing great. And so is Old Faithful here.
Old Faithful name yet?
Yeah, that's Old Faithful.
Old Faithful, okay.
Driven a Humvee through a snowstorm before? And this is Patrick, the newest full-time member of the grind hard, whatever we call ourselves, team, crew. If you've been watching our videos for a while, you've already seen Patrick a few times. We did the Humvee trips earlier this year.
Which was super sick.
Patrick already is a super good fabricator and builder of all sorts of Toyota campers and stuff.
I've built custom vehicles for the past like 8-9 years, and I'm stoked to be over here building custom contraptions now. I get to expand from just the vehicles and build little things or big things or whatever we have on the agenda for that week.
Well, last week I utterly destroyed the golf cart. We're gonna drive it into the shop and get it repaired and back in action. I just realized we don't have brakes. Oh, none. Because one of the brake lines is cut. That'll be interesting. Here we go. My neck has mostly recovered though from the crash, so that's good. There's a random little bruise on the side of my knee. My right knee. I think I hit the shifter with it. This section here is pulled out. Like this bit of tubing is.
First things first, we need to cut out this bent section of chassis. Ethan definitely yeeted this very, very fast into a tree, and she's crumpled. That was pretty bent.
Damage.
Do not like how much this moves.
Yeah, it's kind of scary.
I might strap it down or something.
It was a long time ago you started putting that sign up.
Yeah, like a year, probably. I've got my OSHA approved work platform here. I think it's time to finish putting up the sign that I cut out for the front of the shop here. So far, it's just the grind shop. Go ahead and hoist my platform up there. Did a real stupid here. I was just kind of like autopiloting and I just spelled grind hard plumbing.
That's pretty nice. We could just leave it that way.
Yeah. I don't know why. I just decided that after the N, I was done. I was like, oh yeah. Company. N-Y. Done. Oh, right. Nice!
There we go. It's official.
We are now actually Grind Hard Plumbing Company instead of just Grind. I've never failed so hard at spelling in my life.
I just love that it's a piece of the fire truck.
I know, that's the best part.
Hey, it's the first piece of the fire truck that's done.
The shame!
You're going to go ahead and get this 1-inch tube, sleeve it inside this 1.25 here, sleeve it inside this 1.25 there, and then we will section it in a piece very similar to this one. This is just 2 different tubes that I welded together. We'll do that in one piece, and we will have this piece of frame rail fixed up, looking good. Cut some new tabs for the lower control arm, and we're back in business.
Figured out, put a little gas in here so we can go rip around before we park it for probably for the winter, honestly, unless we get it out for some snow shenanigans.
Yeah, you distracted me. I stabbed my tungsten into my rod. It's all...
Oh, you gotta learn to practice talking and ticking at the same time.
I know. But yes, I'm very excited and also slightly nervous. Put the steering bolts in.
Yeah, if the steering bolt's in, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
You can move this point around depending on,
Oh,
but
right.
it's such a small part, it doesn't matter, you know?
So we need to fix the threads in this steering box that got a little yoinked. And then in theory, once she's welded back out, she's a ripper again. Now we need to get the steering figured back out, which is likely just cut this nut off, weld a new nut on with the same thread pitch. And then this little device, I don't know what you even call this, goes in here, and then the tie rod goes in there and bolts that to the spindle, and then you can turn stuff. Make sure she's happy going in and out. Once you know she's good, pull it out of there so you don't do anything weird to your nice 5/8 joint thingamajigger. And then, yeah, weld her up and then go take it for an absolute rip. So I welded this on and I wanted to make sure it all fit, so I, screwed this into there. And then immediately the nut cooled off and like clenched this fitting with the jaws of a life. But thankfully, it seems like it's gonna come apart and we can get a jam nut on there. Thankfully.
Catch.
All right, so we're gonna put these cute little tires on in place of our other ones that are, you know, a little goofed for now. Tink.
Well, you didn't need that anyway. Wow, that looks really, 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 really sad. Yeah, it's still just headers. I have exhaust stuff on the way.
Next, Ethan wanted to show Patrick all the improvements on the Humvee since he last saw it, and I wanted to show him our new toy that we intend to turbo, and it did not go well.
I mean,
You okay?
I'm fine. Wasn't expecting her to have enough beans to get sideways.
Yeah, I saw that coming. It looks just like my side-by-side that I love to roll.
I wanted to show you how cool this was.
Follow them around. I promise I won't roll it.
It might, that's okay.
It's got a lot more power.
Oh God, go, 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 go! No! No! Go, 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 go! He's gonna get us!
This was pretty impressive.
Oh yeah, all sorts of tires.
Yeah. I haven't rolled something in quite a few weeks. Felt good to get one out of the system.
Oh, he's back here.
Kind of curious what your plan was here.
I don't know. I've gotten myself into a predicament. This thing's very capable, but my forest is not.
It's not Humvee width.
No, it's not. That was hilarious. I just rolled that thing right away.
I know, he's right in it. I had just barely pointed the camera at him and he was flipping it.
Well, at least you got it on camera.
Yep.
We gotta go get the big Jeep.
Jeep, don't disrespect that Humvee.
No, listen, it's a Jeep because the original Jeep, it was called a general purpose vehicle, so it was a GP.
Oh.
And then they started calling it Jeep for short because the military abbreviates everything.
So how do you like this little thing?
It's a unit. It goes a lot of places already. But yeah, we were running for our lives, and then we realized we went down a trail just tight.
Well, I almost made it, but this gap here was just a little too tight.
Yeah, it looks a little tight.
Now that our Jeeps are safely put away, it's time to reorganize the junk pile and make room for this shipping container.
1, 2, 3.
Yeet! I'm working on turning that super fast electric quad into an off-road machine. Air shocks, off-road tires, wheel adapters. Ethan was talking about putting this thing in the scrap, and I was helping them, and all of a sudden I was like, let me recover the parts I need for my project. Well, I realized that these are always my ideas, and it always starts with a children's go-kart for some reason, because that's what we can find locally. And it's really fun, but it's so uncomfortable, it actually causes you serious pain to drive this thing more than a couple minutes. Experience with building things goes a long way. I'd been removing all the parts I needed for my project, walking all the way to the toolbox and back. The first thing Patrick does, roll the toolbox to where he's working.
That's how you
I'm gonna learn things from you already.
Yes,
Day
sir.
one.
Yes, sir. Now you clear off the side cart from all your previous nuts and bolts. You put those all with the project they go with, so that when you're done, you know exactly what nuts and bolts go to what project.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
What'd you just find?
It's a 10 millimeter. And we were just joking about hiding every single one of Ethan's 10 millimeters because he just got these extra fancy, like, big packs of 10s just in case you lose your 10s. So we're gonna take them all.
I don't think I've ever seen this area look so clean. And it's just getting cleaner.
It's about to get
Oh, it's about to get a whole lot cleaner. The skid steer has made a few crunchy noises recently. I'm not sure what it was. Before, it was when it would kind of make a little like a noise, and then it would re-engage. Like it would disengage all the hydraulics, and then it would re-engage. But right now, all you get is that.
sounds like it's cavitating.
What I think is that
Oh my, dude, you lost a bolt. Wait,
where? What? Oh,
bro.
oh yeah. The engine is no longer mounted to the.
Transmotion of sorts.
Hang on. I think the. Yeah, it's not spinning the input shaft.
Okay.
That's more of a problem than.
That's a large problem.
This is not something I would have anticipated. The two bolts that hold this massive hydraulic pump that is the entirety of this thing's functioning, those two bolts sheared, and the pump has just been kind of flopping around in there for a while. It flopped out far enough that the splines stripped. So there's about half of the splines in length are stripped off. I'm hoping that I can bolt it back on and get the other half of the splines to engage enough that we can use it for the time being until I can order a new pump or get this one rebuilt or whatever. I would bet that the pump has been separated like that for quite some time.
Getting nice.
Nice!
Now we just have to be gentle with it until we fix it.
Very, very gentle, yes. That's a whole lot of storage right there.
Oh, wow.
I've never seen that before. I've never seen one that does it hydraulically.
As long as it doesn't go all the way into the fire truck.
Give me anxiety. Oh, yeah, there.
I just told my mama I'd be famous.
a lot of pull. It embedded this, look at this. It like polished this strap.
Got all hot
Just
from the
so much
friction.
pressure.
Yep, friction. That's crazy.
That worked great though.
It did.
Our lives are changing.
At least, yeah, yes, 100%. 4 days ago, I woke up in New Mexico, in my house. And this morning, I woke up in northern Idaho, in my house. Life's changed.
Isn't that cool?
Very large, man. Pivot it a little more and then the front can just, yeah.
I feel like this is sketchy.
I just don't say anything, I just go. That's my strategy.
Lucky you. I'm paid to say stuff. That's perfect!
That was pretty sweet.
Told you. I know some stuff.
It's like you've done this before.
Ever. First time.
Yeah.
Don't tell nobody. Yeah, I got you.
Yoink. Oy. Hey, this is the new party spot, I think.
It's a lot weaker than I envisioned.
I definitely call dibs on being the first to sleep on top of it.
Done.
Okay, nobody else wants to.
Oh, okay. Well, perfect.
Oh, should I shoot the gap? It's like not
Ethan,
that.
we really got this for like parkour purposes.
Yeah, parkour
That's
purposes
not
like
that bad
this.
of a gap, is it? No, not at all.
No drone casualties today.
No, but I did have this hovering there filming the time lapse, and then I was diving with the FPV drone at the same time, and I was thinking, I probably shouldn't dive there because I'd kill both drones in one shot.
I was gonna say hopefully. Next year the fire truck will be driving, so it won't just be parked here permanently.
Yeah, let's go.
One way or another. And we can just put another container exactly parallel to this one right here. And then make that the start finish of the rally track. And then we could put a third one across the top, spanning them.
Jump and a landing on each side so you can jump like a dirt bike through it.
No, just jump up into it, ride through and out the other end.
Build a big jump here, come in from behind the shop and just go.
That would also be suicide though. Like if you miss, you just get cut in half instead of like, oops, I missed the jump. Anyway, there's lots of potential.
Par for a grind hard track.
That's
right?
true,
Like,
that's
I mean, if you miss half the track, you may get cut in half.
Ooh, that's echoey.
Yeah, it is.
9. Problem is I have a sparkling water. Oh, that is a sticky hinge. We're gonna have to get some penetrating lubricant on there.
Nice solid floor.
Look at all this storage.
It smells like arcade.
It does smell like an arcade.
It smells like a cheap Indian restaurant.
Well, now that we have a whole bunch more storage up there that's actually dry and contained, it's time to get some of this stuff out of here and into there. And in the meantime, we'll clean it up a little bit and do an update on where we're at. So this thing is in the way of getting out what I'm trying to get out of here, which is the Rotary trike. We haven't seen that in a long time because it's been on the back burner, but we are getting a freshly rebuilt turbo engine for it. So it's soon gonna be a turboed Rotary trike. So that's actually gonna be coming up sometime in the next few months.
The man with no fears.
Of no fears? Yeah. No, I've just spent so many hours driving that thing. It's not.
I mean, after my few trips through the summer, jumping over cliffs, it'll like 300 feet deep.
I'm not saying I don't have no fear. I'm just saying in this one there wouldn't be. There's no fear to be had.
Heck yeah, dude. thing.
Yeah, it's kind of cool being right under a metal zip line during
a metal zip line and a metal shipping container.
Yeah, let's get this thing in here.
Yeah, let's do it. Good job.
I don't even know what you call this, but
It's still currently raining. Wow.
it's a double rainbow. All the way across the sky!
It is. It's ending like right at my house.
What does it mean?
Like, I bet if I chased that, it would be the pot of gold's right at my house.
Yeah. We should put it in the thumbnail. People will be like, that's an AI thumbnail if I have ever seen one. Well, we had a gigantic tree fall across part of the rally track. Time to bust out the big saw and go get that cleaned up so we can continue rallying. I think this thing might need some new spark plugs or like the injectors cleaned or something. It's not running quite right.
Honestly though, since it's been built, we've hardly had to do anything with it. Extremely reliable, extremely useful machine.
That was a big tree.
When did this one fall down? During that big windstorm?
The windstorm that we had. Took it out. Up.
Exciting.
Here it goes. Oh. And that was only like the top third of the tree.
That was a big one.
Yeah. I'd be willing to bet that was one of the oldest trees on this property. I'd say we should count how old it is, but
We're missing some data.
we're missing a lot of data. Oh look, the dogs came to check on us. Hello, Bjorn and Einstein. Did you come to see if we're still alive? We are, in fact, still alive.
I came from the mud. There's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree. There's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law.
How upset would Edwin be if we had both his chain leads up here and he couldn't drive them?
That would be pretty funny. We should put one of them up there and not tell him. Oh, I think if we scoot these just, we might have room for a Chang Li on there. This is gonna be hilarious.
This Chang Li is about to go places you can't even walk. Places you can't even walk.
Yeah, but you can't walk up there.
That's right.
Places you can't even park a Chang Li.
The Chang Li really does it. It makes the whole aura of nonsense on the Zircon. We got the big tow rig out.
Oh, the big tow rig.
Yeah, we have some big things to move, so.
Here, hold on.
driving, it has vastly better front suspension. It still has crap rear suspension. So I am trying to figure out exactly what I want to do with the suspension and what shocks to get and spring rates and all of that stuff for the permanent setup. In the meantime, I'll be doing exhausts, new seats that are more waterproof and fit in here a little better. Oh, and we're also gonna go get it registered. So I'm gonna hook the lights up and then we're gonna drive to town, get some plates on it, and then I can just daily it. And then we've got our first ever off-road build, really, known as Cinderella, the Barbie Jeep, which sadly does not run. We put this very, very used KTM ATV engine in it, and it lasted for a few rips, and then it's now basically seized.
And this thing has been well used.
It has.
Some battle.
The crazy thing is this thing's been rolled more than any vehicle here. It's got a really weird suspension setup, but it works surprisingly well. Could use some better shocks in the front. The rears are really cushy.
Oh, wow. Yeah, the rear is real nice.
The rear is like, yeah.
And the front does not move much.
KTM 990 1000cc V-twin powered four-wheel drive Power Wheels, known as Colonel Senders, in a naming convention following Cinderella. This is still arguably the most fun vehicle to drive and most capable that I've built yet. The chopper is like probably my favorite thing I've built still. I mean, they're tied kind of in different ways, but this one's by far the best driving. There'll be a video coming out soon of like rebuilding a whole bunch of stuff on here and then taking it to the dyno, get it properly tuned. And then later this winter, maybe I want to put a turbo on it.
Dude, a turbo, is this a 990?
Yeah,
with a
turbo 990.
Oh, on a standalone?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
We already have the standalone ECU.
Right, but
so we just need to get it tuned properly.
It's gonna be amazing.
It's gonna be insane. Yeah. We've got the Barbie camper over here. Honestly, I don't really have much planned with this. It's just kind of works really well. I mean, it needs a new power steering computer because I borrowed it for the Colonel to test and then didn't put it back. Other than that, I mean, it just works. It's pretty reliable, it's solid, has a roll cage, so it's a little safer.
Edwin has rolled it and tested it.
Before it was even fully welded.
Nice.
Yeah, and then we have the Solo Hayabusa swapped electric little weird trike thing. None of us are in love with it.
This one I'm familiar with. So
you are?
I built this on my first little stint here at Grindhard. Before I came on full time, we wanted to make sure everything was kosher, so I came up for a few weeks, and this is what my project was. I did a sweet burnout at Sturgis, and then off camera I went to go take it for a quick drive in the field, and a quick drive turned into me totaling it. Now it's
crunchy. And then we got the limo, which we just got running again. That was pretty funny because I tried and it didn't do anything for me, and then Jamie showed up, who knows all about 7.3s, got in it, and it started right up for him. So
he fondled that key the right way.
I guess so. Coming up, we'll get some work done on the engine, get it a little more reliable, and maybe a little more boosty noises and horsepowers. Fix the roof, just clean it up, make it a little nicer, and take it on all the road trips. The not so mini Cooper, you know, we've got 46-inch military tires, 1-ton axles, and a really sad little 2.5-liter Jeep engine, and some truly horrendous suspension that I did not build. This is never gonna be like a high performance sort of, there's really nothing it could be excellent at, but we are gonna make it better at being what it is, which is a ridiculous Mini Cooper that's four-wheel drive and has giant tires. And then we've got the 4x6 CBR 900 shopping cart.
Oh, they do both work.
Yeah, both rear axles are driven. I think there was last time we tried to start it, there was an issue. I wasn't actually here. Edwin was trying to start it, couldn't get it, but it's you know, it's all finished. It runs, it drives. Nobody actually fits in it. See what I mean about the leg thing? You can't get your leg in there.
All right, I'm ready.
Yeah, exactly. Here. Oh, there you
thanks,
go,
dude.
Now your knees just
Wow, that is.
You can't move the pedals. You can't steer. You can't do anything. I don't know. This thing needs a name. We've got the 6x6 mini truck here, and it is a Mitsubishi mini cab K-truck from Japan, sitting on a Polaris Ranger 800 6x6 chassis that's shortened 18 inches to fit the truck, which is funny when you take a side-by-side and shorten it 18 inches to fit underneath a road legal truck. As you can tell, I use this all of the time. I use it for hauling firewood. My wife loves it. She hauls stuff around for the garden. As you can see, the vehicle is for premium use only. Yeah, this thing is awesome. It's quite reliable. It's not exactly an overwhelming amount of power, but it's extremely, unbelievably capable. Which brings us to the BMW. We bought the car for $150.
No way. Tell the Drift Boys that you got an E36 for $150.
Manual E36.
That ran.
This thing also has been unbelievably reliable, given how much we've just abused the crap out of it for its entire existence.
It has an eBay turbo kit, right?
eBay turbo kit.
At 15 pounds.
No water cooling, just an oil-cooled eBay turbo kit. It runs up to 15 PSI of boost. This does need some serious suspension work because all the shocks are blown out, and the rear, whenever you hit a really big bump under power, both axles just explode because it's a welded diff and the tires just lock up on the fenders when you bottom it out. So we need to clearance the fenders a little bit more, put some good suspension in it, and then it'll just be perfect. Quite possibly the most exciting news about any of these current builds is the Rotary trike is getting a new engine. We painted it and reassembled it a couple years ago, and you haven't heard anything about it since because the engine was irrevocably cooked. It was an engine with a very, very unknown history when we got it, and it was a pile of parts in a box, not an assembled engine. So we assembled it from random parts.
And it ran.
And we got it running, which is pretty surprising for a Rotary.
That's a feat.
And then I did some various amounts of rev banging and burnouts and...
It's a Rotary, you have to.
Right,
and then part of the script.
It left the chat. But most importantly, we have a freshly rebuilt engine on the way that is built for boost. It's finished. Yeah, this is the, we call it the Monster Chopper, KTM 1190 engine with two 46-inch Mickey Thompson tires. Or probably more accurately would be, we have two 46-inch tires that have a small engine between them. It's going to Sema very soon. If you're going to Sema, come check us out. We will be at the Duplicolor booth and otherwise around and about Sema.
So it's like a
snow
200
bike.
horsepower snow bike.
Yeah, it's a first-gen Hayabusa, so it's really only like 170 horsepower.
Excuse me. But this is like far more horsepower than your average Toyota Tacoma has.
Yes, that is true.
So this thing is an absolute menace.